What is up, guys? Sound Alchemist here with
Gersh1,
and we're back at it to answer your questions in another installment of For the Greater.
This is a video series where you, the viewer, can ask us a question about GW or Warhammer 40k. Comment down below, put question in front of your question, because it's easier for us to filter through all the comments if your question is labeled as question. With that said, that was done by Fan9775. He said, he asked, if there is a sudden surge of new players, would GW consider lowering the prices, or what might conceive them to lower the damn prices? So if there's a new surge of players, so if there's a higher demand, would prices go down? No.
Probably not.
Unfortunately not. With a surge of new players,
that means they're gonna be brand new into the game, so they're gonna need to spend more so they could actually play the game.
Yeah. So GW, the prices I think would stay the same. The prices are really never gonna go down because they're doing the same, or GW does the same thing that like Apple does. It's really difficult for you to find an Apple discounted item. Same thing with GW. It's really hard to find anything GW related that's discounted because they're trying to like really
Innovate,
or put out the idea that their product is very innovative. It's like top tier type of thing, and it is because the models are amazing.
Yeah.
But if anything, a surge of new players into the game is not going to affect the prices as much. If anything, it's going to go up. But the thing that's going to affect is the quality of the actual game. So you see that now because in 8th edition, GW is really trying to make it a little bit more balanced. Trying to change it up and make it more... they're answering to us, basically.
Yeah, they're actually going out there and making like blogs and forums and actually talking to the community to see what we want. That way they can put this out and bring in more people into the hobby equals more money for GW. Yeah,
so if anything, new players are a good thing because of this.
Right.
Because there's more players,
higher quality figures, better interaction,
and better games. Yeah,
that's right.
Now as far as what's gonna make the price go lower, if we all just like leave and stop playing. If the game starts tanking, nobody's gonna want to buy it. They're gonna have to try to lower their prices. But even then, I don't think they will lower the prices.
Yeah, it's like they'll probably come out with like a value set or something like that.
The thing is, their box sets are a little like saves. They're not really saving. Because what are the starters? The starters is like what, $85?
Right, but they do vary. So you get like some that are $100 and whatnot. So.
But what's interesting is like it's always at the HQ is the thing that you're getting for free.
Basically, yeah.
And the HQ, when you look at it, the price of the HQ, the plastic for that model is very, very small in comparison to the price. So that's how they get you. But yeah, is there anything that's gonna make it low? The price is lower? No, not really. The best thing you could do is buy the box sets.
Yeah.
Save a couple bucks by buying the box sets.
Right. Because the only thing I feel that'll make them kind of go down in price is if another big competitor was right there with them.
That too, yeah.
But I don't really see anybody up to their level.
Right. Well, the introduction of what was that game that came out like a couple years ago?
Infinity?
Infinity, yeah. So the introduction of Infinity, I think, played a big role for GW trying to make games quicker, trying to make games more entertaining, and not so much focus on the models, because that's what Infinity does. Infinity, from what I heard, it's all about the gameplay. Right,
like skirmishes and stuff like that.
Yeah, whereas like GW picked up on that and they were like, well, you know, we're not going to lower our prices, we're just going to make a better game, a quicker game, and then they put out
8th edition.
8th edition and Armageddon.
There you go. Yep.
They brought back Necromunda. But good question. Next question.
This guy has like the best name I've heard in a while. Krusty Scrotum asks, why do you think that the Blood Angels didn't turn to chaos during the Horus Heresy? After all the suffering as they do from the Red Thirst, surely would be help them get attracted to worshiping the blood god.
So Sanguinius was tempted by chaos, but I think it was in the form of Horus, wasn't it?
Yeah, Horus kept on saying, "Hey, buddy, come join me."
That might have been a little different if, like, an actual demon somehow tried to entice him.
Yeah.
So like some Slaneshi demonette or something like that tried to entice. Maybe, well, it would have to be the Primarch, right, Sanguinius? Right. But that does, well, they would have had to entice Sanguinius, which would have been very, very difficult.
Yeah.
Because Sanguinius was extremely devoted to the Emperor.
Yep. Even though he and Horus had a good bromance, it was like nothing compared to his devotion to the Emperor.
Yeah.
I mean, he freaking died for the Emperor.
Basically,
Yeah.
Yes. Next question comes from Shower Babies 1. Have you guys seen E3 this year? Thanks for answering, if you do answer.
Yes, I am pumped, man. I am pumped for God of War. What is it? Battlefront 2.
Even though there's already been a Battlefront 2, but whatever.
And Spider-Man looked pretty cool too.
And Shadow of the Colossus.
Yep, it's coming out for PS4.
Even though it's the same game.
Yeah, but it'll look better, supposedly.
Yeah.
It already looks awesome.
I think you're a little older. Are you?
No, I think it's the exact same thing. Right?
I can't remember. Well, I mean, I saw the trailer, but it didn't really explain much.
Yeah. And Dragon Ball FighterZ, I'm ready for that one.
That's gonna be fun.
Yes.
Next question.
King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard.
Damn, you guys with these names.
How is the Webway different from Warp Travel? Does anyone use the Webway besides the Eldar and the Old Ones?
Yes.
The Harlequins, which I guess are part of the Eldar.
Eldar, yeah.
Yeah. But,
there's a lot of creatures. There's a race of, I think they're called, what are they called? Crones. They use the Webway, but they run through the Webway. They're like vermin. How, like, you know, if you get on a ship to travel, rats stow away on the ship, and then they, like, appear. It's kind of the same way, but instead of a ship, it's the Webway. But basically, the Webway is a warp hole. Instead of entering into just bare naked Webway, bare naked Imperium, or chaos and whatnot, you're entering through a hole that's kind of guarded.
Think of it like moles. So whenever they dig, I guess you could see the dirt as like the warp, and their tunnels are the actual Webway. Mm-hmm. So there's certain Webway paths that connect to other places. For example, the Black Library?
Yeah.
Yeah, so those Webway tunnels or holes, whatever you want to call them, is what it's basically a maze. And you have to know what you're doing inside the Webway in order to traverse it, or you can get lost.
Yes. But the Webway is inside the Immaterium.
Yeah.
Without the Immaterium, the Webway does not exist.
Nope.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll get into it eventually. There's videos to come about Webways.
Cool. This question comes from Grand Crusader. What do you think happened to the other Primarchs, such as Can and Corvus? And who do you think will return and who won't? I think at some point every Primarch is going to make some type of return, just because it would be a good selling point.
Yeah. Except for Ferrus Manus. I mean, he doesn't have a head.
Yeah, he was decapitated. But you never know. You never know. And okay, so what do you think? Let's go with the Loyalist, because yeah. What do you think happened to Khan?
He's probably out fighting Dark Eldar, or he got captured by a Dark Eldar coven or something like that. So he's gonna escape and he's gonna come back all like disgruntled and like barbaric, but he'll come to his ways.
What about Vulcan?
Vulcan's a beast. He's gonna come back riding a fucking volcano or something.
A volcano.
Yeah.
Lava.
Mm-hmm.
And then Lehman Russ?
Yeah, he's gonna come back. There's already rumors that he's gonna show up pretty soon. So.
Where do you think he's been?
Just out in the warp fighting.
He's been stuck.
The Lionel Johnson.
Because he's gonna return. I think he's the next one to return.
Actually, more Tyrion is.
Well,
the Loyalist. Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, What do you think he's been up to?
He's probably just chilling with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Okay. They're all just chilling.
Mm-hmm.
Next question.
This one is by N Games. Why are so many Space Marines bald? Is it that they are balding? Is it that the balding miniature designers are trying to compensate for their own warp-induced mutation of not having hair? Or is the Emperor using blessed steroids in creating these bald Marines?
Gene seeds are a form of steroid, an extreme form of steroid. But no, the reason that most Space Marines are bald is the same reason that you get buzz cuts when you join the military. It's just quick. It's easy. You don't think about, your hair.
When you're out fighting, you don't really want to get your hair caught in anything, so
it's quick. Easy.
Unless you're Fulgrim or Sanguinius.
But then you're a Primarch, so
yeah, you don't worry about your hair. Your hair worries about you.
Yeah. Lunites. Off topic. What are your favorites anime shows currently airing this year? I'm not watching any animes.
Damn,
this
dude,
year.
you're missing out. I'm watching like 5.
Tell me.
All right, Dragon Ball Super.
Oh yes.
Attack on Titan. My Hero Academia. Boruto. And well, I guess I don't know if Samurai Jack would have counted, but it's over now, so I guess I'm only watching 4.
Yep. Let's see. Next question.
Oh, and Cory in the House. That's a great anime.
Yeah, Cory in the House. Is that like That's So Raven, but...
It is.
Okay.
This one's by Anton Scott. What does Perturabo and Angron look like now that they are demon princes? I don't think there's a picture of Perturabo as a demon prince, right?
No, not a GW depiction, but he's not tainted in the same way that the other Chaos Gods are, so I don't think he's a greater demon. I think he's just, beefed up by Chaos Undivided.
Oh, okay. So he's not an actual demon, he's just like...
Yeah, because he is undivided, right? I don't think...
yeah, he's not to one specific god.
Yeah, and who's the other one?
Angron. Angron, I think there is images of him.
Yeah, he's just like...
He just looks like a bloodthirster, basically.
Yeah, but with no helmet and, like, sadistic looking.
Yeah.
But nothing crazy like Fulgrim with his fucking serpent body. All Might asks, what would happen if Psychers manifested in today's time? Would they be secretly educated and experimented on? Or would they be seen as demons or saviors? Well, if Psychers manifested, it would depend on the level of the Psyker, right?
Yeah, I guess, yeah. But any Psychers is like a threat to the whole world that they're on. Because aren't they almost like a direct conduit to like the warp?
Yep. But if a Psyker appeared now, I believe that the Emperor, the Emperor would be like, "Oh, I know what that is. That's the bad." So even though he's not like showing himself off, or like he's not revealing himself, he would secretly come up next to the Psyker and just.
So even if there are Psychers now, they're all being hunted by the Emperor?
I think so.
I can see that happening.
Yeah. Because he has to do something. Next question.
This one's by Brittany Hall. Are all the chapters getting the new Space Marines? If so, what happens to the older Space Marines?
Has it been confirmed that the old Space Marines can take some type of enhancement and they become Primaris? Yeah?
Yeah. Because that's what the Ancients are called. The Primaris Ancients. I think they're just like old school regular Space Marines that have been enhanced.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. So that's what's happening to most of them. Yeah.
There you go.
Was that it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Next question comes from Jay McCall. How does the Imperium create more gene seed? So that's a top secret thing that the Adeptus Mechanicus controls and the Ecclesiarchy controls. I mean, the reality is that there's probably some very inefficient way of duplicating gene seed, and they don't really even know how it works. They just know that it happens.
Right. Isn't it like, for the most part, they have to like extract it from like a dying Marine, and that's what they inject into like neophytes?
Yeah. They preserve that Gene seed, yeah. But there has to be some, because you take your gene seed as a chapter and you send it to the Adeptus Mechanicus.
That's right. Yep.
And the Adeptus Mechanicus tests it.
Make sure there's no like genetic mutations and flaws.
Right, but I'm pretty sure they also like manipulate it in a certain way where they can have another founding and they can use the gene seed that they might have duplicated or stored or some form or another.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
Yeah. Last question.
Ooh, it's gotta get a good one. I don't see any good ones, damn.
I got one. I don't know if it's gonna be good, but it's long.
Go for it.
Orco Feroz. Why the gods of chaos have this name? They are bad, use demons, take pleasure in corruption, and twist it all in his reach. It would be better to call them demons of chaos. Because the only guy in all the lore who can match the power is the God Emperor. And the never-ending rant, it's one of his gods of chaos too. So, why are they called gods of chaos? Because they're gods. They're supreme beings above all other demons.
Right.
So they're not just demons of chaos. And is the God Emperor a chaos god? No, not right now.
Yeah, there's a lot of speculation and theories as to he could be like the god of chaos, god of order, which in a way is cool. And it's cool, but isn't it like an oxymoron? You're a chaos
God.
order.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So, but I don't think he's a chaos god. But, well, just to say this really quick, from what I've heard, when he was making the Primarchs, didn't he like make a deal with chaos in order to actually create them? Like they weren't like officially like 100% genetically engineered.
I don't know if he made a deal with them, but I believe he knew that they were trying to corrupt them, and by them getting like stolen and scattered was the only way for him that he saw he can keep them. So I guess it's kind of like, well, I could take these steps, and yes, something bad is going to happen. My Primarchs are going to be scattered, but at least they won't die. Or I go the other route, and the Primarchs die, and then the Great Crusade is not going to be what it could be. Much like what the Illuminati were trying to do with the death of the Emperor and the Horus Heresy. It's like the Horus Heresy can go one way, and this bad thing's gonna happen, or it can go the other way, and this other bad thing's gonna happen. But there's good for both. That's a corn. What is it?
The
Rough Rider.
There
I don't
you
know
go.
what it's called.
We'll go with that. But yeah, thank you guys for your questions. Hopefully we answered all of them to the best of our ability. If not,
sorry guys.
Yeah.
We'll see you tomorrow. Better luck next time.
Right. I mean, ask us easier questions.
Yeah, like what color is Karn? Purple.
Duh.
Yeah.
But anyway, guys, thank you for those questions. Like you said, we answer these questions every week, 3 times a week. So keep on asking us questions below, and we'll see you guys next time. Hit us up on Patreon, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, and we will see you tomorrow. As always, I'm the Sound Alchemist.
Gershwan.
We are Woodmine Syndicate, and we are out of here.
Top priority, peace before everything, God before anything, love before anything, real before everything, home before any place, shoot before anything, style and stay radiate, love power slay the hate.